Hey everyone, hey teacups. Welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. It's your girl Monica, along with my fabulous co-host, YouTube extraordinaire, and the man with the master plan that gets the party started, Mr. DJ Richie Sky.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, I
Ricky,
miss
you look so
y'all.
sexy today. I'm sorry, but
Oh,
you look good, baby.
thank you.
The skin, the teeth, the glasses,
Yes,
the
yes,
everything. Oh, goodness gracious.
It's good to be seen.
yes.
Oh, and we also have dating expert, author, host, the lovely Moni Kelly.
Hey, I missed y'all. I missed y'all.
I missed you too, guys. I am so sorry I canceled yesterday. Amir and Buffy couldn't make it today. I canceled yesterday because we have bad weather out here. And you know, these people in the South, they don't know how to handle this mess. So the whole city shut down. Okay. The whole city is just shut down. No, I have no electricity. I have no water. No, nothing.
Oh my God,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Monica. And you still doing the podcast. Okay, teacup, that's called
Absolutely.
dedication.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I had to be here. So today we are recapping The Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 9. I think it's episode 9. If I'm wrong, y'all gonna correct me. Okay. Kandi Burruss and the rest of the girls are done with Kenya Moore and her selfish behavior. Let's get into it.
A website called All About the Tea.
She told All About the Tea that during the fight,
All right, y'all. First and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. If you're already subscribed to the channel, bang that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the piping hot tea that we serve on this channel. All right, Sunday's episode kicks off with the ladies still on their girls' trip. I don't even know why they went on this dang trip because it just seems to me just so forced, right?
Right.
I think in all honesty, this show has hit the end of the road. There's no more story to tell.
That part. I only watched it for to do the recaps with y'all.
I mean, they're struggling to give us anything. Just give us something. So
Uh-oh.
Did we lose Monica?
I think so.
I hope it's not the end of the road for the show because I think they still got some life in them left.
What do you think they need to bring back season 1 cast and just start all over? And then of course get Phaedra, keep Portia, and do it like that? Because that's boring.
Well, I think that there needs to be some type of like overhaul, right? But I think a lot of these shows do really well when there is an anchor from like an OG, right?
Yeah, right.
Whether that's a Nene, whether that's I don't know if Sheree is a good choice for the OG position, but I do feel like with the Nene, and it's unfortunate that Nene has this contentious relationship with the network at this point. But if you're not going to bring in the OGs, we may need a slightly new Atlanta. And I feel like that new Atlanta features people more along the lines of your Fallons who represent, a slightly fresher energy. We haven't seen her ever before on this show outside of the times we're seeing her now.
Yeah.
And I feel like we need to get back to the fabulosity that behind the gates that, they talk about that we're seeing with shows that are being done on Netflix. Netflix, their reality TV shows like Selling Sunset and Bling Empire, they are rooted in, they're rooted in that fabulosity. And even take a cue from Love and Marriage Huntsville. The centerpieces of that show are the relationships in the marriages. And I feel like that's where you will find the great mix of dynamics, because seeing one person be the villain while the rest of the ladies react, we've seen this for season after season. And I don't feel like I can relate to that.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. And Fallon is so beautiful. She's so rich. And she's so beautiful and fresh to look at. It's just like,
but she's too normal. She's too normal.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way reality TV works for me are the outrageous characters like a Marie on Bell Collective, the Nene, of the role. People that are too normal, nobody wants to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you need the mix, though. You need the mix of the Maries with the normal, so that your everyday person can still somewhat relate, but we can still have our outrageous character to talk about every week.
Right. Absolutely. Totally agree with you, Richie. So Marlo is desperate to become Kenya's friend again.
Why?
I have no clue. Kenya put Marlo in the shittiest room of the house because she hates her. And Marlo, she says Marlo attacks her at every turn. That's why she did it. That's why she refuses to make up with Kenya, because Marlo just keeps attacking her. Marlo points out that Kenya gives as good as she gets. This petty punishment is nonsense. Cynthia jumps in and she urges the two women to put their differences aside and just make up. What are your thoughts, Richie? Should they put their differences aside and make up? I mean, that's all we got anyway on the show is Marlo and Kenya fighting. So for me, they should just keep going.
Honestly, I don't care. I mean, because and the reason I say that is because the beef ain't that deep to me. So I just think that I'm kind of over Marlo and Kenya fighting, because I really feel like Marlo really just wants to be friends with Kenya. In fact, while I love Marlo, I do feel like there is a little bit of, and I wish that she were a full-time housewife and maybe she wouldn't be this way. But I feel like Marlo has become ultra reliant on a leader because she is just a friend of the show. So she needs that lead-in person to sort of have someone to be an anchor to. And without Nene, the next logical choice seems to be Kenya.
That's true. It's true. And the thing is, too, a fight has to be two ways. You can't beef by yourself. And Kenya is giving Marlo nothing. And for Marlo to continue to exist on this show as a part-time peach, as a friend of the show, you have to have an opponent. But Kenya's at the point where she's onto it and she's not even giving her anything. Zero, zilch. At least when Nene was there, Marlo could play Nene's cleanup woman, to jump in and have her back and support her and that kind of thing. Kenya has no Nene to fight with, and she's paying Marlo dust. So Marlo's in between a rock and a hard place if she wants to stay on that show. She knows clinging on to Cynthia is a losing cause, right?
I mean, Cynthia, this wedding, this story, like the super spreader event, and I love Cynthia. I love Mike. I think they're going to be together forever. But my God, like Cynthia, child, what is the storyline after the wedding?
Nothing, child. Everybody knows that. So nobody's clinging on to Cynthia as their life, jacket. Nobody. She's a sinking ship. You want to move away from that.
They could call that poor child auntie.
Packing up the damn pork. And I mean, her conversation with Mike Hill is so boring. You want the chitlins? They got the chitlins in there too. Huh? No, it's not chitlins, baby. Chitlins are the part you cook it, it becomes chitlins. You mean the pork guts? They got the guts in there. I was just like, is this the best this girl is given?
Good job.
It was just a bit much.
Cynthia is more like us, just
Richie,
regular folks.
your life is
I
way
was
more
watching
exciting
old
than Cynthia.
episodes.
Come on now.
Do you remember how fabulous Cynthia was when she first got on the show? Like she was giving New York. She was so fierce. And now she's just she's still gorgeous. That's why I love watching her. She goes to the skin. I'm like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. But she was used to give us New York chic. And now she just is giving us Housewives of Atlanta.
Auntie.
Auntie, thank you.
Yes.
Auntie. Because Marlo's fabulous. I don't care what you say. The girl's fashion, everything. Give that girl a peach.
Kenya blocking her peach, though. Kenya blocking her peach. So moving on, Portia Williams, she thinks a game will put all the bad blood behind everybody. So Kenya tells the girls that she wants to play a game of going to bed. And she literally goes to bed and leaves everybody wondering what the hell is going on. She's done for the night. She goes missing because the baby's there and she has no one. I guess she can't afford two 24-hour nannies. So in my opinion, that's what it boils down to, is some money. The coin just isn't there for the nannies, and she has to bring her child with her. She doesn't have a family support. Mark is giving her problems. The baby doesn't stay with Mark ever, right? She said that on the show. She said that the Mark has not watched the child overnight ever. She's never left the baby, and I kind of felt bad for her because as a mom, that's hard. Yeah. But at the same time, girl, you don't have enough coins saved up to get 2 24-hour nannies. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Let's sound off on just that, okay? Richie, sound off.
What's so funny to me? I just feel like, Kenya, I'm sure she's paid quite well. I'm sure she is paid quite well. And I feel like based on what Kandi said on Watch What Happens Live, it wasn't that she just needed to go, okay, and be with Brooklyn. Kandi said on Watch What Happens Live, she texted her and said, bring this baby now, right after that argument with Marlo. So Kandi felt like she used the baby to get out of hanging out with the girls.
You think so?
That's what Kandi said.
Richie.
Kandi is coming for Kenya. Who else is she gonna come from? She realized that she overplayed her hand by demanding Phaedra not come back. The show is in the toilet, so who else to go after? I don't know, because this is her main source of income. Why would she jeopardize it by not doing her job by filming with these ladies? I don't know. If that's the case, that's really petty and very stupid. If she literally is using that baby as a shield not to hang out with these girls, so then why did she even come on the trip?
I think there's more going on with Mark and his manipulation, and maybe he's trying to make her seem like she's a bad mom if she's not around that adorable baby. That's her only redeeming quality, is that beautiful baby. That's number one. But number two, this is something for women to realize and understand, especially when you're a woman of a particular age and you want to have a baby so badly that you overlook some things in somebody because you want to have a child with them. She knew she wanted to have a baby by any means necessary. I'm sure she knew that Mark was an ass clown before they got married, but she wanted a baby so badly. So what happens for a lot of women, I'm not saying this is right, you end up having this baby you wanted so badly, and the guy isn't doing anything, so you can't be surprised. Yes, it is jacked up, but that's essentially what happened. She wanted a baby. Remember, she was going to the sperm bank ago, but Mark is doing exactly what Mark does, being an ass, and she is emotional, and instead of expressing her emotions, she's being an ass.
I like Mark.
Monica, the people in the comments are talking about she could afford this private jet. Why couldn't she afford 2-3 full nannies?
I thought Buffy had cleared that up for us. Wasn't that the Delta Connect? That was no private jet. Yeah, that was no private jet. That was what happens when you have a lot of air miles. You could do the Delta Connect.
I love you, Monica. You're shady with no electricity and no water.
I try. But I mean, let's keep it real. I think Kenya having cash flow problems personally. I mean, seriously, because if you got that kind of coin, they pay you good on that show. You could hire a full team for a few days at your house. You have cameras set up in there to take care of this baby. So I don't know. It just
Or why wouldn't she have worked that into her contract?
Good point.
That's a very good point.
Okay. So the next day, am I echoing, guys? Okay, on my end, I am good. So the next day, the ladies start to talk and compare notes, and they are really pissed with Kenya. They've had it, especially Kandi, who starts to break into tears about Blaze missing her, and Blaze can't get off the phone when Kandi calls, which I don't believe for a minute. Kandi don't be raising them kids. Kandi be all over the place. She be in the sex dungeon. She be in Chicago shooting the shot. Give me a break. Them babies are used to Kandi not being home. Okay. Now, Portia's baby, I can understand because she do spend a lot of time with her little baby. Her baby real cute. I mean, all the babies are cute, but when Kandi was saying that Blaze just misses her so much, I was like, girl, okay, boo. So the women Kandi pulls Kenya outside for a conversation the next morning, right? She's like, look, we need to talk. You're really getting on my nerves now. First, you didn't order us no lunch. You ordered a crab cake for yourself. And
that was messed up. Oh my
God. Listen, I don't agree with Kandi often, but I agree with her on that. How could you do that? Come on. That was so mean. And selfish. And Kandi goes into this whole thing. She says, I don't care about the private jet, Kenya, but you brought us here. You're the host and you did X, Y, and Z. And I'm tired of it. Let's sound off on that scene. Richie, what were your thoughts?
So this is my favorite Kandi. I love when Kandi is activated. I love when she gets rowdy and emotional and get to crying and the tears start to flowing and she get to talking through them teeth like this. I absolutely love it. First of all, I love Kandi anyway, and I feel like personally, I feel like she could just go on off and have her own show with her family and stuff. But right now, for why she on this show, I feel like she'd be the only person that really got a lot of the coin like that to pull things together, right? So for me, when Kandi gets mad at you, you know you have gone off the deep end.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah.
And I felt like Kandi was the right person to even attempt to put her in her place.
Oh yeah.
Because she's not gonna receive it from nobody else.
She's afraid. She's afraid of Kandi. She really is.
Monica, this is why you're my sister. That's what I said. She was terrified of Kandi.
And that's why she broke out into the tears and I don't have a village and I'm all alone. Well, girl, nobody told you to lay down with Mark Daly. Okay? I mean, you got to choose your sperm donors better than that, Kenya Moore.
We could have taken notes from Portia because Portia, chose very well with
Dennis.
And just a side note, I would watch a show with Portia and her family over Kandi because first of all, Portia's mom is stunning. The sister story there, and just Portia makes me laugh. Just a side note, but she's scared of Kandi. She's like, I'm not gonna ruin my coin.
Exactly. I was so happy because finally Kenya can shut up and listen right? Like you said, the only person she can receive that message from is Kandi. She knows Kandi is the head bitch in charge. She knows Kandi determines if she stays or goes. So right?
Now,
So she listens.
Candy Cohen loves him some Kandi.
Oh, he does. He
Love
does. He does. He does. Now, did y'all feel sad for Kenya in that moment? Because I sure didn't.
No, I didn't. I was just sad that we couldn't see Brooklyn because that little girl, that baby is all kinds of cuteness, and that's the only thing that makes her likable.
You know, and it would have been different if that was the only thing that she did, right? If she said, you know, it's just the baby situation, but it wasn't. It was the crab cake. It was the no food. It was the private Delta airline. It was, you know, putting the girls on the hot bus. It was the subterfuge.
I forgot about the hot bus.
Yeah. It was the subterfuge of it all with not wanting to tell nobody about the private jet. So it was all those little things, not just that moment. So no, I wasn't crying about her not having a village because she really wasn't answering for the other things that she did either.
Exactly. Even putting Marlo in that bad room. Why do that?
That was like, come on. That was just so unnecessary.
Petty.
Yeah.
Just so petty. And Kandi.
But let me ask you a question. Did somebody have to get the room?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. If someone had to get the room, yeah.
Okay, if somebody had to get the room, y'all know it's gonna go to Marlo.
On a side note, what I must say is that all these franchises, especially this one, need to learn from the Real Housewives of New York how to do a trip. The Real Housewives of New York, no matter where they go, first of all, I need people to get drunk. Not because I'm a lush, know thyself, but I like watching people get drunk and have fun and act a fool and be fabulous and just be silly. These girls are trying too hard, and this trip is boring.
It is. Because they're not friends off camera, right?
That's what it, okay. I think you're right.
It's a job. And when they're given their filming schedule, they come together and pretend like, you know, they're friends. And it's hard. It's not meshing anymore. Portia's over it. She wants to be the next Coretta Scott King. Kandi just wants to just deal with her sex dungeons and just worry about her acting career. Kenya just looks a mess. She had gained so much weight. She looked uncomfortable. It seemed like filming just creeped up on her because normally she's like, you know, fit. She looks good. She goes to the dermatologist. She gets her skin cleared up.
But it was
everything
COVID,
was a mess.
It's COVID. It'd be hard for people during COVID to be going places and people. And then, you know, I'm not a Kenya fan, but I said people be emotional eating, going through a divorce. Gyms are closed.
That's true. That's true. And then the whole depression of being in quarantine, and then Mark not signing off on the papers to let Brooklyn film. That must have been a lot for her because you saw the stress physically on her. Right? You saw it physically on her. Let Love Reign says Kenya retweeted about production handling food. Well, then why did you order food?
She's lying. She's lying.
Good point. Let love reign. Then why did you order food for yourself? And then she had that big old hoop. To me, that was an insult. That big old pig on the rotisserie and all that. I mean, who eats that? Seriously.
That was a break. So nasty. Like I don't eat meat, but that just looked so nasty and just nasty.
It did. I eat meat, but give me some filet mignon.
But I don't want to see it.
Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, I eat meat, but give me some filet mignon, some asparagus on that grill. You know, some good stuff. You know, give me some lobster ravioli. Bring in a gourmet chef. Home, you know, just do it the right way. Just
But I'm gonna tell y'all, them pigs like that, when they be roasted like that and twirled around, they good. You saw how Cynthia was packing up their bags.
Yeah.
Like, was you gonna go on that 3-hour bus with all that meat packed up?
That meat didn't make it home. I would have ate that in my room.
But at least she thought about her man. I give her props on that. She's like, I'm gonna bring my man a plate.
I know. You could tell she don't cook at home. Anybody that pack up food like that for their man, it's like, girl. Who wants somebody's leftovers that's been picked over? You taking it for your man? Ew.
But the bag was just big. It was so big. I was like, how much you taking?
I know. Did she say she was taking some for her mama too? Did she say that?
The skins was for her mama.
Oh Lord. Poor Cynthia. She got nothing else to talk about. Poor Cynthia.
I know. We gotta get our girl a storyline. We gotta get our girl a storyline.
Seriously. Lindsay, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, mask. What is it? I can't really see that well. My screen
is
mask
knee.
Mask knee, like acne. Okay, so mask knee is real, Monica. I can relate to her face breaking out. Yeah, she's had that problem for years now.
But the mask is making you jacked up.
That's true. Yeah, I was saying in another live, they were showing these sweatshops in China where they make those things, and there's rats running around all over the place.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and that's why people's skin are breaking out so much. You got to wash your face and exfoliate every time you take those masks off. Yeah, mask knee.
You gotta get your mask from DM by DM. She's amazing, and she has satin mask too.
Okay. Oh,
DM by DM. She's fun.
Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, definitely.
Shameless plug, but she's amazing.
Preach. Is it black owned? Black owned business? Okay, absolutely.
Fabulous.
Please plug it is plug.
Yes.
Okay, so inside, Kandi then gathers the girls and she tells them about her plan for Cynthia's bachelorette party. She brought, bedroom candy and stirrups and fishnets and all kinds of stuff for the ladies. She also brought 4,000 ones. I'm like, give me that damn money. Shit, 4,000 ones. I'll take it. I'll come dance for y'all. Okay, so let's keep this thing moving before my battery on my phone.
I'm sorry. I keep talking. I'm so excited to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
Me too. I just love you guys. Me too. So when Kenya asks what the plan is for the upcoming evening, Kandi tells her to make sure the nanny stays with Brooklyn all night long. Nope, that's not going to happen because Kenya can't work a person for 24/7. Kandi has had enough of Kenya and tells her that on their next trip, she should bring 2 nannies. Kenya protests. She can't think of everything, and she doesn't have 16 assistants like Kandi. Kandi says that's just a lame excuse. Candy's not buying it. Kandi knows how much they all make, and she's just not buying it.
Right.
She's not.
I'm with Kandi on that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just something
I
seems
feel
very
like
odd.
Low key, Kandi should have just planned the whole trip. I mean, she brought outfits for everybody. Okay. She bought outfits for everybody. And I believe, and I firmly believe this, I believe it came out of her own pockets. Okay. I believe she just said, get these outfits for these girls. I don't even know their sizes, but bring enough. Okay. And then also, Don Juan, give me $4,000 ones, please. Shoot them over here. She probably got money guns too. She should have planned this trip. And the ladies, guess what? They would have been eating.
That's yeah.
Kandi don't play with her food.
That's true. That is so true. Her man, her money, her food, child. Don't.
Okay.
But I honestly am not in the mood to see these women in these candy coated night, these thongs, and I'm just tired of seeing all their asses all over the place. Like, I'm not being a hater. It's just like, why? It's just so thirsty.
It really, really is thirsty, and it's they too old for this mess.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's keep it real. Who's too over that?
I don't know. Listen, because Real Housewives of Atlanta, I mean, New York, they be half naked all the time, if not all the way naked all the time, and a lot of them are of the older, wiser persuasion.
They're not thirsty about it. They just happen to be, acting a fool, getting drunk. These girls are so thirsty.
Sonya ain't thirsty. Sonya is thirsty.
Sonya is thirsty, but it's too thirsty.
I'm sorry. Y'all just distracted me with this photo.
I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to put that up there to remind y'all that Kandi too old for this mess. Okay?
Oh my God!
Okay.
Over it.
I'm gonna retract. I retract my statements.
I see it. Oh my God!
I'm headed back to the bench. Thank you.
Oh, see, Kandi is just too old for that mess, and that picture's like a week old. Okay.
I had to put Bishop T.D. Jakes on her, honey.
Because she's working with him now. They doing a movie, and we covered it the other night. So, yeah, you know how I am with these Photoshop skills. I had to have the Bishop.
Yes, I do. Thanks, girl. Okay, I'm just gonna be quiet.
Okay. So after her discussion, after Kandi and Kenya speak outside and everything, Kenya gathers everyone in the kitchen, and she does acknowledge their complaints and explains that she had to take care of Brooklyn. And even that, to me, I don't want to sound selfish, but I don't want to hear it. This is a show about glamorous rich women doing glamorous things. Get you a babysitter, girl. Complaining about having to take care of Brooklyn, I just don't want to hear it. You know, it's just too much.
It does take you out of the fabulosity of it all.
You can handle it. When you're at a regular job, your boss don't want to hear about you needing to get a nanny. Just handle it.
Exactly. And you know what? Pookie in the hood finds a babysitter to go to the club. Kenya can find somebody to take care of Brooklyn so she could do her job and cause drama on these shows and, you know, be present. She's not even present. She got to take care of Brooklyn. And it's just, to me, it's like, girl, I don't want to hear it. It's just too much. Okay.
Agreed.
She apologizes for getting herself food. So mean. And not asking everyone, you know, could she get them something? Anyway, she recruits Kandi and LaToya to plan the rest of the trip, which is pretty smart. So Drew now is outside. They all go outside, and LaToya is going to do exercises. But Drew and Portia have a moment on the stairs. Drew can't figure out these women. It's like, girl, have you not watched this show?
And I keep forgetting Drew is even on the show. Like,
right? It's like,
Black
I know, me too. She's a nice lady. Don't get me wrong. I have no complaints about her, but she's just like the girl from Black, the girl that was on there too a few seasons ago.
Shamari?
Black? Yeah, Shamari. It's just like her. It's like you forget they were there, you know?
And Shamari would try, or wait, oh, that's right. Well, she was fun because she, again, I like people who get drunk. So I love watching her get drunk on the episodes. I want them to bring her back.
She was better than Drew. Drew was a nice lady. She's just not, she's like Kim Fields. She's not cut out for this show.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I like Drew. I feel like she has the capacity to bring it, and I feel like we just getting warmed up to Drew.
You think so?
You think so?
I'm just trying, because I feel like she's starting to bring it, at least on social media. So I'm assuming that's going to translate into later episodes of the show.
Okay, I'm gonna keep hope alive for her. I'm gonna keep hope alive.
Fingers crossed. We're gonna keep it alive.
Yeah, because I kept hope alive for Wendy for a long time on Potomac, so I can do this for Drew.
Yeah. But you know what though? Wendy brings it. She's a mad scientist. I mean, I like her. She's refreshing in terms of the crazy. She's refreshing. You got to give her that. She tuned in. Oh yeah. So Drew opens up to Portia, and basically she's tired of the negativity, especially from Kenya. Kenya was bitchy the day before, and you know, so she's just over it. And Portia basically tells her, I don't know these women either. You know, they've done the same to me, and you either deal with it or you don't.
Right.
And that kind of, like you said, Monique, that conversation was pretty much boring. And then Portia leads everyone inside because the verdict for Breonna Taylor is going to be announced. And, you know, it's a very emotional moment. The ladies watch as they see that one officer was charged with a BS watered down charge. He was in charge for murder. And the ladies start to talk, and Tanya and Latoya both bring up, I want to make this point because Ples on the nightly panel had mentioned this as well, that in Canada, racism is different. They don't experience it like we do here in America. So that was like a very, sad and somber moment that they all go through. And Portia is so emotional, because she's on the front line. So she tears
that was
up.
genuine. Yeah.
Why don't we stop there and just reflect on that a little bit? Richie, what were your thoughts?
I actually just wanted to tell them, don't watch it. We know what's about to happen. Just knowing already what we've already kind of been through with that. I kind of wanted to spare them that pain in that moment. But it was good to see it in the way that Bravo highlighted it in the episode. That made me happy because at least now for people because you will see no acknowledgement of this on Dallas. Okay. In Dallas's world, this did not happen. So at least for the fans that may watch, across different races and that sort of thing, if they watch Atlanta, and I know a lot of people do, they will see this and understand how important it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad they're finally bringing these real life situations to the show. What were your thoughts, Monique?
Even now, I don't want to cry, but I just, the whole Breonna Taylor, I was crying last time I watched it, and I get chills because it was just so upsetting. It really breaks my heart when I think about Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. It just does something to me. Sorry, I'm going to get emotional, but it just really upset me. To Richie's point, I am glad that they're showing that, but man, that still breaks my heart.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to get emotional like that.
Oh, it's okay, girl. I'm always.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, moving on from that, which was like Richie said, we knew what the verdict was, and we knew it was coming down. I wish I could just tell them and say, brace yourself. So the ladies prepare for dinner, and they pile up in the Sprinter, and they head out for dinner. And what's her face? Drew plays a game called The Realist.
Shady.
Right?
Nice transition, Monica.
Obviously, producer influence, which was good. They needed that, right? It's called The Realist or the Fakest. And she tells everyone how confused she is by the back and forth behavior. She wonders why Kenya has her daughter and why she disappeared the night before. Kenya says Drew's attacking her. Everybody, she gets very defensive, right? I mean, that's a good way to shut people down. Get louder than them. Like, wait a minute. Right? Especially when they're not even being that loud. You come in like a firecracker. Wait, hold on, bitch. Wait. People confused now. And they're like, wait a minute, slow down, Kenya. We're not fighting you. And then Kenya becomes the victim. She's super smart, that girl. Kenya's super smart.
Oh my
right? God. Yeah, she explains that she made the best decision for her child. Anyone who's judging is shameful. Shame on you for judging me. But Drew wanted to hear that explanation the night before, right? She wanted you, clear it up. You just don't disappear. Tanya's starving, so she pulls the waitress to the side.
That was the best freaking part of the show.
She like, I don't know what they got going on down there at the end of the table, but can I have some hot wings, some mozzarella sticks? Yes, give me some blue cheese. And to that, I'll take some calamari.
That was amazing.
Girl, I'm like, go Tanya. That was
I love her, but I fell deeply in love with her after that. Amazing.
She did. And of course, Kenya was offended. Like, how dare you order food? I'm speaking. The queen bee. She like, child, I'm hungry. Shit. Okay. And I loved how Portia was like paying her dust. Like, Kenya, girl, you're having a moment. I'm going to be on my phone. And she's like, Portia, you don't have to be rude. And she's like, no, I'm not being rude. I'm listening. Go ahead. Continue on. Let's stop right there. Richie, sound off. from that scene, that little bit right there.
To me, this was Kenya's way of sort of trying to exert control over the situation. But the crazy thing about it is, she spent so much time alienating the rest of the cast through her shenanigans that now when she is offering an explanation for her behavior, no one's really that interested, I think, outside of Drew and Cynthia and Kandi. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that the rest of the ladies have just determined that, okay, this is just how Kenya is, and we'll just continue to deal with it, which is why Porsha was on her phone. But my thought is this: you can't dismiss everybody, the night before, and you leave them out of stuff and then not tell them anything about what you're doing, and then suddenly command that they stop what they're doing, okay, and turn their attention to you. Because not only was Porsha on the phone, Kandi was on the phone as well, okay? And so it was kind of this moment where it's like, okay, everybody's familiar with who you are at this point.
Yes.
We're familiar, okay? And those who are not, you explain it to them, okay? They're listening. And Portia's like, I'm not doing this with you today. And Tanya just wants
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Richie,
absolutely. You nailed it right there, because they're just tired of it. They're over it. You keep doing all these things to people, and all of a sudden you're demanding people's attention.
Demanding. The audacity.
It's the same sob story, Kenya Moore. That's why Porsha was like, boo, I'm not gonna play your game. I'm listening, and I'm on my phone. Marlo was on her phone too. But
and don't forget, in the past, Kenya was able to deflect everything on Nene. She can't do that anymore, number one. And number two, she needs to be happy that Porsha is not beating her ass. See, she be trying to provoke people. Porsha has come a long way.
Absolutely. Good point. Miss Leah, thank you so much for the super chat. Is this the Kenya who recites her resume of pageantry, many businesses, employees, and overall superiority to the rest of us humans? Yeah.
Hello. Go ahead, Miss Leah.
Typical Kenya. Yeah. I agree with y'all. Y'all are absolutely right. So then Cynthia joins in. Kenya does her whole spiel about not having a village and being alone. And yeah, that's too much. That's like, to me, a single mom who lives in the hood coming down to the daycare and can't pay for the daycare. That's not Kenya Moore. That's not Kenya Moore. Bitch, you make money, and you make good money too.
Monica, you're doing a podcast from your car with no water and no electricity. You make a way. Okay? You make a way.
Thank you. It's called push through. Push through. Okay? I don't hear this sob story about it takes a village and all this shit. Then hire a village, bitch. Hire one. Okay, I'm over it. She makes too much money not to hire a village.
Where is Aunt Lori?
Yeah, what happened to Aunt Lori with her beautiful skin?
That
Aunt
is your
Lori
village.
But she don't want no parts of Kenya after Kenya tried to set up her mother in Detroit, knocking on that woman's door, knowing damn well that woman don't want no parts of her. Remember that?
Is that what happened?
Aunt Lori never showed up on camera after that. She was done.
And then that was the last cousin who's the chef.
Okay, the chef. Okay, right. And then Brandon.
Right, Brandon. What about him?
Who fought for her?
Right. Who calls Brooklyn
his
daughter? Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know where, it just goes to show you that these people just show up for camera time. Kenya probably pays them $5 or something, and they show up and do a little thing, that these people are really not her village. They're just internet friends, or who knows, child. It's just, to me, like I said, Kenya is not a single mother living in the projects with 5 kids who would still find a babysitter to go to the club. It's ridiculous. I don't want to hear all this. But anyway.
Not to go to the club, girl. I can't take it.
For real. Right? Drew tells Kenya to stop being so defensive and blah, blah, blah. Kandi calls for an end to the drama and change up the mood. Shamia makes everyone laugh. So, that lightens up the mood. The chicken wings come. So, things are definitely going to get better. Oh, my goodness.
As they tend to do.
Food and liquor make everything
Especially
better,
a good chicken wing. Now, I do miss a good chicken wing.
Yeah. And they said it was good. Dee, thank you so much for the super chat. In order for Kenya to have a village, she needs to treat others the way she wants to be treated herself. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So the episode wraps with Kandi giving the ladies instructions what to do when they get back to the house. They need to get into their PJs and come right back downstairs, right? She's got a secret stripper in a glass box waiting, Bolo.
Where is Chanel?
From Canal Street.
Okay, how you doing?
Yeah, not even the real Chanel child. Chicken wings and liquor makes everything better for sure.
Uncle Chanel will be turning around.
Yep. So that's how the episode ends. And someone, was it you, Monique, that mentioned, or was it Richie, that Kandi should have just planned this whole trip?
Richie said it, and I agreed.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Let's just take a few calls, guys. I can't take too many because I am in the car. Like I said, see now the guest button. Oh, here we go. Okay. We're gonna bring on Sincere. Is he on? Let me see if it's working. I don't think it's working. Hold on. I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna be able to take calls. Oh, here we go. Add to the stream.
Oh, you're able. Oh, good. Okay.
How y'all doing?
Hey.
Good.
Monica, the whole show is boring. Like, I'm trying to keep myself up the whole time. It's boring.
Yeah.
Like, throw the whole show away, Monica. Like, I don't know why Bravo still got that going on. Like, I don't get it. Like, can you answer that, Monica? Why they still promoting that show? Because I'll be trying to stay up the whole night. It's so boring.
You and me both. I don't have an answer for you.
And Monica, I'm a huge fan of yours, Monica. You give me all the tea about the show.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you.
But if anybody can tap into Bravo, somebody needs to tell Andy Cohen that the show is boring. This is not it.
Yeah, it is. It's time. It's a wrap. I mean,
the only reason why I watch it is maybe because Kenya might do something interesting, but she's even got boring now. She's even got boring.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I know Nene's sitting back someplace laughing, right?
I know you know Nene has to be loving this just a little bit. She has to.
You know what I would love them to do? Bring back all the OGs. Bring back the original cast.
That's what I've been saying. Thank you.
Yeah. That would be good, right?
DJ Richie's, I like your music. You're doing a good job, brother. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I'm a supporter.
Okay.
Thank you.
So sweet. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Throw the whole show away. Throw the whole show away.
Throw the whole show away with you. Sincere, I agree with you. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye. Bye, baby.
Bye. He's right, though. Throw it away. And Orange County while you're at it. I didn't watch Orange County as most people did it. Just throw it away.
Yeah, for real. Throw the whole show away.
Hi.
Hi,
guys. So I just want to say that Kenya is a piece of work. She knew better. She knew, especially if you're going to host something. Let's talk about that. You're tacky. You wanted to be a host. And you decided to throw this lavish trip that was lackluster. Yeah. And now you're upset because you're being called out on it. But whose fault is that? You wanted to do this. Nobody asked you to do this. This was your idea. So if next time, before you jump out there, make sure you have all your ducks in the row and that you can afford a nanny or two, or at least to feed the people. That's like people inviting you to their dinner party and then saying, let's split the bill. You invited me. I'm a guest. Like, that's tacky, but you're all about etiquette and you demand so much respect. Oh, I need everybody's attention. We are not in elementary school. I'm going to need you to just speak your piece. And if people respond to you, then you go from there. But don't demand some. How old are you? Like, don't demand anyone's attention. Either they're going to attend to what you're saying or they're not. But as long as you clear what you have to clear off of your chest, that's all that matters. But she needs to do better. And I think that Kandi was right by addressing her. And that I also agree with Drew about the thing. Like, at this point in time, we all need to just put everything out there. If we're going to be just co-hosts, let's do that. Let's not fake the funk, because we can see it as viewers, and it's old now. It's really getting old. But I want to say I love you guys. I watch in the afternoons as well. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. And I will be back tonight to see more tea, to get some more tea.
Child, more candy in that dungeon, child. Yes.
Yes,
I saw that, Monica. I saw your headlines. Where Phaedra?
Candy in that dungeon.
Right.
Bye, Evan. You have a great afternoon.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm gonna add Carolina to the chat. Hey, Carol, are you in there? Let me see if I can add her.
Hiya.
Oh, she got the pink hair. She trending. Yes. That bob is amazing.
Hey, boo.
Thank you. I do it myself.
You look great.
Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree with the first caller. I think they just need to throw the show away now. I think everything has an expiry date, doesn't it? It's like Big Brother. When that first started, it was exciting. And after so many years, it comes to an end and you need something new and fresh. But with Kenya, so I don't particularly like her. I'm not a Kenya fan. But I do feel like you can see when someone's in pain. And she's going through a lot. And there's no kind of like, people don't really look at, although people will say, oh, I like Mark and stuff. He is very controlling. We noticed that when he was in the relationship with her. And the fact that she was abandoned by her own mother, she's going to do every single thing in her power to make sure that she does the opposite for her daughter. So she's not going to want to leave her and all of this stuff. I think the only place where she went wrong is that she didn't communicate to the girls that when she was going to go on the trip, she was going to take her daughter. Because I think if that would have happened, it would have changed the dynamic. Also, Kandi's a bit too sometime-ish, because last week Kandi was on the plane saying, you know, but Kenya doesn't have support. Kenya doesn't have a husband. So she was kind of defending her and explaining why she might have brought her daughter. But then this week she's completely changed her mind. So she hasn't been consistent in what she's saying and her message and support of Kenya anyway, because last week, like I said, last week she was telling Portia, oh, you know that Kenya doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have family. She doesn't have a support network and stuff. So I don't see how you can completely flip it. Obviously, she was missing her own children and stuff, but I don't see how she can completely just flip the switch and say something completely different. But overall, I think if she would have just mentioned to the girls that she was going on a trip and taking her daughter with her, she doesn't have support, then they would have had the option to either bring theirs or leave theirs, and it wouldn't have created such a problem. In terms of the trip in general, she should have gave them food. You can't just order food when you're hosting yourself and leave other people starving. That's just messy. I would never do that. You need to cater for the people that you're supporting. But then at the same time, all of the other girls, what do they expect different from Kenya? They all know who she is and what she's like. They call her selfish all the time. None of them like her. So why would you expect anything different from someone that's always giving you the same thing? Why would you even go on a trip with them? Because I wouldn't. If I had messy friends like that, and you see people for who they are, and you either accept them or you distance yourself from them. You can't expect something more from someone that's unable to give that. They knew what to expect. And if it weren't for a fact of every week they had a problem with Kenya or something to talk about with Kenya, none of us would have anything to talk about, and nothing else would be happening in the show.
That's true.
Like that's true. Everyone says Portia's carrying the show because they like Portia, but reality is it's only Kenya that's actually providing something that is giving people something to talk about or a topic of discussion, because everything else just seems to kind of be really dry.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really,
true.
really dry.
You're right. It's true. Good points,
And I think that
Carolina.
Mark has a lot to do with how Kenya is at the moment in terms of what she can and cannot do with her daughter. Recently, I was supporting someone who is going through a custody battle, and their partner took the child on the weekend, and for the past 6 months, he's not brought her back. So you can have
6
that
months?
fear of
6 months.
Oh,
6
goodness
months
gracious.
going through
Wow.
social services and the courts at the moment to try and sort the situation out. And it was literally just took her for the weekend, and then when she went to pick up her daughter, I was like, "You're not having her back. I'm keeping her." And you've got to go through a whole legal system to fight it, you know. So it's like there are when you think about it like that, there are very real fears about going through a divorce, especially if the person is issues in the relationship where the person's telling you can't have your daughter on screen, you can't do this, you can't do that. Having that control, maybe she's in a place where she feels like she needs to prove to everybody that she can handle it and she's a good mum, and he's saying to her, you can't leave her, you can't have different people looking after her. He's probably had to vet the person that is looking after them. You know, you're not going to leave a child with any and anyone anyway, but if it's you and your husband that are making that decision together as a unit, it's easier decision to make. Or if it's you as a single parent who the father doesn't care or isn't part of the equation, you solely make that decision. But if you've got a partner that you're separating from that's quite controlling, that's telling you you are not leaving my child with this person, that person, or any Tom, Dick and Harry, then it becomes a different situation where you have to be more cautious, and it's easier to just have her with you all the time than to try and find somebody to have her.
Yeah. Carolina, thank you so much for calling in. You make valid points every single time, and I love your commentary.
Are you from
Birmingham?
Are you from Birmingham in England?
Nottingham.
Oh, Nottingham. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Central.
Nice.
Love it. Love it.
Thank
love to hear.
you.
Thank you so much for calling in, my love.
You're
have
welcome.
A great evening. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
Mate. Mike,
Okay. My phone is not cooperating with me as much as my laptop would be, but I wanted to acknowledge this super chat by Bayou Gal. Highlight of the season is stripper wearing Wish/Chanel. Ooh, child, the shade. Proof the show needs to go ahead and end. Go ahead and just end it right here. Also, I wanted to acknowledge Dana the Explorer. Thank you so much for the super chat.
That's a great name.
It is. I wish I could take all the calls, but again, I'm doing this live from my car, and my phone is not cooperating with me 100%. Vanessa, thank you so much for the super chat. Kenny Rogers says, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. By RHOA. Yeah,
I agree.
I think I can take one more caller before I go. I'm gonna add Plez. See, now it's not working again.
See, I didn't know I could
sing.
sing. You know I could sing.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Let me see if I can add her. I'm clicking on her name. Okay, here we go. Add to the stream.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
I'm over here freezing. I have on layers of clothes.
Oh my god.
But I'm gonna be brief because I know you're in there hustling, Monica. So let me preface what I'm gonna say, baby, because y'all in these comments love to try to get on me and my love of Kenya more. So Kenya was not a good host. Her obtuseness and her attitude really showed through with her being tone deaf with the ladies. I wasn't here for it. As far as Marlo, I really don't care how she treats Marlo because Marlo treats her the same way. To that extent, there was an extra room. If y'all remember when they were playing the murder mystery game, there was a room that the winner could have won. So there was another room. She put Marlo where she wanted to put Marlo, and I'm here for it. Now, with that being said, Kenya is really a case study in why Black people need therapy and why intense therapy is needed when a child has attachment and abandonment issues with a mother. believe it or not, those attachment and abandonment issues are the likely reason why she cannot hold a nanny. I think she may need to look at possibly getting a male nanny for Brooklyn. And I know that's hard because a lot of women don't want to leave young girls, especially with men. But I think if she vets out the right person, she might be able to get a better system going with a male nanny, because with a female nanny, because of her issues that she hasn't really gotten enough therapy for, she will always become jealous of a woman who starts to develop a close bond with her, especially while Brooklyn is so little. I think I can almost be sure like that's what's driving different people from quitting. She's not going to like it when Brooklyn shows attachment or, you know, extreme excitement when another woman comes around. She's not ready for it at all. The other issue is I don't think she should hire just anybody to watch her child. That's not a good thing to do as a parent. And she doesn't have that built-in family support. Now, as far as Kandi goes, I'm glad Kandi addressed her face on. That's what Kenya needs. However, I feel like as a friend, Kandi should know what Kenya goes through. And we can say she makes a lot of money. We also don't know her expenses. People live check to check, no matter how big or small their check is. So I think if she could afford 2 nannies, she would have them. She can't afford it. And she's not emotionally mature enough to say that. It's just like Carolina said, the word is capacity. We want people to act a certain way. We also have to realize when someone does not have the capacity to act that way. Then you have to determine if you can deal with it or not. Kenya pushes people away, yes. And so if I was on the receiving end of that, I just wouldn't be her friend anymore. But I wouldn't sit around and try to act like her friend when I know, you know, it's just like men and women. Some women try to make a man love them when that man truly just doesn't have the capacity to love the way you need it. You have to recognize that and move on. Last 2 things I want to say. Kandi does have the coin. So I'm here for the 4,000 with the stripper. But I'm not too impressed by them costumes and outfits, y'all. Those are just leftover wardrobe from the Sex Dungeon tour, and I pray Don Juan hand washed them panties before he packed them up. Lastly, I would like to thank on the night show, Monica brought up some stuff last week about LaToya Ali and colorism. So I would like to thank Tanya and LaToya, the 2 Black Canadians, for dealing and explaining the fact that Black Canadians do not experience racism to the level that Black Americans do. I said that last week on our show, and people went ham. I wasn't saying that Black Canadians have it better or worse, or that slavery didn't exist anywhere else in the world. I'm just saying the Black American experience, because of slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, segregation, civil rights movement, now all of this police brutality, is a very unique experience. And it is what it is. So I was glad that they opened up to share the Black experience on the other side of the border. Yeah, I liked the episode. I know everybody is saying, it is boring. It's not like it used to be. And we're talking about fabulosity. Let's be real. This show has not... None of the ladies on this show have showed like a rich and fabulous life pretty much ever, except for Kim Zolciak walking in with Big Papa's money, and then of course Kandi's money. But y'all remember when Nene first got her first couple of checks and that house used to be empty as I don't know what? Just like Marie's office on Bell Collective. It was real empty around them House of Wives of Atlanta houses. Yeah. They got a couple of checks and they did better. But to me, this show has never been about fabulosity. It was cool Black women doing well, homegirl. But none of them ever, with the exception of Kandi, struck me as uber rich or super fabulous.
And plus, I love you, but I have to say, I don't know about a male nanny now.
So I agree, but I think I can speak to some of this because I have my own kind of mommy issues. The mother-daughter relationship is a very hard relationship in general. Once you have a person who's been abandoned to the extent that Kenya has, you can just see it in all of her female relationships. She's very hard to trust.
I don't think like she as a mother would leave her daughter with a male nanny that she doesn't know. I don't think
that's why I said I think the vetting process needs to be thorough. I think she needs to get the hidden cameras around the house and stuff like that. But I love my mother to death. But if I would even say, oh, one of my female teachers, oh, she dresses so nice, she's so fly, she's so smart, my mom would be like, you never say those things about me. And I'm like, huh? It's like, or when you say somebody else's mother taught you something that you learned. I teach you things all the time. It's little things like that where it's like parents, and this is not even just women, men too. People have issues when their children, for whatever reason, when your children hear things from others that you felt you've already taught them or shown them, and they don't receive it from you the same way.
Oh,
did we lose her? Did we lose Ples? Did we lose Ples? It might be my phone. Yeah, again, I'm outside and things are shaky here. On that note, sorry about that, Ples. Let's wrap.
Sorry, Ples.
Sorry about that, because she was making some great points. John, thank you so much for the super chat. I wish Bravo would let someone else pick the rooms. I'm tired of Kenya and her mean attitude. You're not alone. All right, guys, let's wrap things up. Richie, where can they find you?
Everything at DJ Richie Sky, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Okay. And Monique, the author. By the way, congratulations. I saw you on The Real Girl.
Yes, thank you. It's so much fun. Those ladies are so much fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, my love.
Thank you.
Where can they find?
Sorry, I'm all like daydreaming. Okay, my IG is at Cocktails and Confessions. My website is Confessions of a Serial Dater in LA. And be sure to go to Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com and get my book, Reality in Chaos. It is Waiting to Exhale meets Sex in the City. Boom!
Yes, a must read, especially now in quarantine. Please, I'm going to drop the link to on my Instagram today. If I get over there, if I can log in.
Yeah, keep your lecture.
Go get it. It's a good read. All right, folks. You can find me here on YouTube. I reside here. Hit that subscribe button down below, like I said before. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, bang that notification bell and click. Once you hit that notification bell, you also need to click all notifications too. Make sure you do that. So the little button you have to click on the top. Teacups, thank you so much for tuning in today. And mods, thank you so much for holding down the chat. Everyone that sent in a super chat or a cash app, thank you so much for helping us keep the lights on. I want y'all to stay safe and be blessed out there. I know the weather's bad all over and people are losing electricity and the snow. Just stay safe. Please do. I'll see you guys. Hopefully I'll be back here this evening at 8 p.m. I'm gonna do it for my car again. Hopefully everything works out. Because we got to get into some things now. Listen, okay? Kandi, T.I., Tiny, Scrappy. It's just so much stuff going on. Lisa Bloom update. Yeah, okay? A lot. All right, y'all. Bye. Richie, Monique, I love you guys.
Love you so much, Monica.
For being here today. All righty, y'all. Bye. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.